Hi guys, I'm Kelly with San Francisco Moms Blog, and today I'm here with Sarah
Hi.
from Garby, a startup company that is really streamlining the way you can get your groceries delivered to your home. They have a smart trash can, which we have here. We're going to do a demo here in a second. It's very exciting. This trash can can actually sort your food as you throw it away, recycling, compost, and reorder it for you.
Yeah.
Super fancy. This is why I love living in the Bay Area. We have all these innovative companies. Okay, so we're going to do a quick demo for you so we can show it to you. And then we're going to talk about ways to really simplify your grocery shopping and see if Garby might be right for you. Okay.
So we have this granola box. This is an example of an item that you would be throwing away.
Yes. Annie's granola bars.
So in order to use the trash can, if you're going to scan, you press the button and then open the can. And then you would hold the item to the lid, lights up, takes a picture, and that's it. And then you would toss it in the bin.
Pretty cool. Isn't it true that like 80% of the groceries that you buy every week are like same things like over and over again?
Yeah, we've noticed with a lot of our users, like especially, with moms with kids, it's very common just to like order the same things over, especially things like
the granola bars that they eat constantly and have for 5 years straight. Yes, so this could really come in handy because you're buying the same stuff over and again.
Definitely.
So let's talk about, first, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, let's talk about why grocery shopping is so horrific.
Okay, so yeah, we're here to talk about how to simplify your grocery shopping. And I think first it's important to acknowledge that grocery shopping is hard.
Very hard.
Right now, the average mom spends about 4 times a week grocery shopping. And that's due to things like forgetting the list at home, going to the store when you need something, an emergency item, and also shopping with kids can be difficult. I am expecting, I'm due in August.
You're excited?
Yeah, and one of my fears as a new mom is actually taking on the process of grocery shopping. I'm so used to doing it on my own, and I don't know how I'm going to feel right after I have the baby and I'm going to groceries. I primarily do it in my household. My husband's a little lost in the grocery store. And
it's also, a lot.
Yeah, and also as, my son gets older and older, like it gets more and more distracting.
Yes.
So I'm sure you have some stories about 2 boys.
Yes. Yes. I have 2 boys, and it is super fun when we go to the grocery store. I've definitely had the experiences where the little strap that, you put them in the cart and the strap was broken, but I didn't realize it was broken until it was way too late to get a new basket. And then my son proceeded to climb out because it was broken into the big part of the cart. That was horrific. I've also had the time where I thought I could be really efficient and do the self-checkout line with my child in hand. Because I only had like a few things. Yeah, no, that didn't work. The manager actually had to come over of Safeway and help me at the self-checkout line because it was such a mess and my kid was making so much noise. So yeah, these experiences are horrible. I mean, like bathroom breaks during the grocery shopping.
Shopping during like when you're hungry. Or
yes. Oh my gosh, you cannot go to the grocery store during like a snack time, which is kind of all the time with kids, because then they'll want to eat everything that you buy or that you're buying. So yeah, I mean, it's really challenging.
Yeah, I've noticed, with the moms that we work with, your grocery shopping kind of revolves around like your family schedule. And so some of the tips that we offer, like we're going to offer today, is I think the most important thing that you can do is develop a routine.
Okay.
And a routine that meets the needs of you and your family.
Yes.
There's several things you can do. There's the traditional list making. Everybody wants to make a list. Everybody wants to make a routine, but it's hard to do.
And it's hard to remember to bring it.
Yeah. So here's some things
and you make it and then you leave it at home. Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely one of the problems. And so with list making, that's one of the things that Garby is great with, is that it curates a list for you as you're scanning things, as you're throwing things away. It's also really nice to get your family involved. So you can also have a list, with Garby, it's on your phone. You can share it with your partner. It's nice to get your kids involved.
So that everyone can see the same list,
exactly.
Right? Okay.
We have moms who really like to get their kids involved. Kids love the can. So one of our users, she actually has her 2 kids scan a lot of the items, which is really great because it gets everyone involved. everyone knows what they want in the house, and it's much easier to create a list and easier to not forget to add things to the list.
Yeah, I have to say before you move on, so I was very lucky that I was able to try Garvey like, I don't know, 4 or 6 months ago when they were just starting, and we had one in our home, and my son would scan his art projects because he thought it was so cool and fun, and it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sure on the back end they were like, oh my gosh. But yes.
Yeah, and so some other users, for example, a way that they minimize like impulse buying at the store, for example, is, you know, part of your routine could be being strict about your list, where if something doesn't make it on the list, it doesn't get bought. And so that also incorporates, you know, other members of the family, where it's like, if you want something, make sure it gets on the list and it'll be bought.
Right. I love the impulse buying where, Mommy, we have to have this. I need it.
Yeah. Or even, I mean, you know, moms or dads going to the store because they're like, oh, we're out of milk. You go into the store for one item and you end up leaving with $50 for the groceries.
Totally.
Another tip is meal prepping. So we have one user who's probably the most organized. I aspire to be this organized with my grocery shopping, but she does a monthly meal prep.
Okay. She sounds amazing.
Yeah. I mean, there's apps nowadays, like, you know, you can find apps that give you recipe options for the whole month. You can meal prep, you can plan out your whole month worth of meals. And what she does, it's very efficient. In the beginning of the month, for the first week, she buys all of her non-perishables.
Okay.
And then the beginning of the week, each month, after that, she buys all of her perishables, you know, like all of her fresh produce and things like that. That's really great. That's might not be possible for all families.
Right.
Something I'm still working on. But another thing you can do that's much simpler is a weekly routine.
Okay.
You know, so doing it weekly.
Break down what you need and then separate what's perishable and not.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting because sometimes I'll end up buying stuff and then they go bad in the fridge because I didn't use them or I bought them too early or whatever.
Exactly. That's something, you know, that I think everyone's guilty of. Yeah. I've done it. Or like when you go to the store and you buy your fresh produce, but then you also buy like that box mac and cheese or something and you come home and you're tired because grocery shopping, I mean, it typically takes at least an hour.
Yeah.
And so you come home and you make the easy stuff and then you leave your produce and things can go to waste. Yeah. So we're trying to reduce all of that. Another thing with a weekly routine is scheduling a delivery time for grocery delivery. Okay. So sitting down and saying, okay, I noticed that most of the time I need new groceries delivered to me on Wednesday. Or that's when I usually do my grocery shopping, is on Wednesdays. So you can set up a time with your family and just say, okay, we're going to have our list ready and complete by Tuesday and get all of our groceries delivered on Wednesday. That's really helpful.
So everybody knows and everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
And then once a week, this is when everything is coming in.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like Wednesday too because it's before the weekend. Weekends are always crazy.
Yeah, and Garvey has now cut down our users from shopping 4 times a week to 1 to 2 times a week.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's really great because a lot of it is in the middle of the week and at the beginning of the week. So you've got your groceries set for the weekend, and once you run out, you got brand new groceries.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Great. No, that's really, really helpful. Did you want to kind of elaborate on some of these ways we can really get some more ways to simplify this? You kind of elaborated on it already, but did you want to add anything else?
Yeah, I mean, there's more things too, like depending on your family. Like I said, it's really important to develop a routine that suits you and your family specifically. We've got some users who, for example, are Costco shoppers versus Safeway shoppers because some families really like, and especially if you have a bigger family.
Yeah.
You know, that way, you know, like if you're buying your Costco milk, you get a 2-pack. Right. And you can scan one as you already have one, but you know you're getting low. You know you're going to need to.
So milk is like a huge problem in my household.
Yeah.
I feel like we're always running out of milk. I mean, I have 2 growing boys. Maybe that's the problem. But yes, like I feel like that is always a problem. So if you can buy something in bulk or buy a couple in a row so that you have something constantly on the back, that really helps.
Yeah. Okay. And it's usually those staple items too that you're always running out of. So making sure that's always on your list. You know, that's what Garvey can help with, because as you're throwing things away, you scan them, it curates a list. It's already in there. So you can go back and refer to that list without thinking like, oh, what was it that I needed again? Or digging through your fridge or your pantry and seeing what you don't have.
Right. So this is just a Garby question. So once you scan it, it goes on a list. So then even if you didn't use it that week, it's still saved from like a previous week and you can pull it.
Right.
Milk obviously is like a constant, right? But let's say it's something that you maybe need to buy every other week.
Right.
Even though if you've scanned it before, it stays there.
Right.
And you can pull it.
Right. And if let's say it's an item you haven't scanned, you threw it away, you forgot to scan it or whatever, you can search manually.
Okay.
Long term, we're planning on incorporating like voice apps, like being able to tell Garby what you need and add it to your list. But right now you can search it manually and enter it.
Nice.
So not scanning it is not a problem. It's not an emergency.
Right. So if I wanted to get really fancy and try a whole new recipe that I never made before and I needed something that I had never bought before,
right,
I could search and add that.
Right.
And then add that to my delivery that week.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks, guys, for joining us. If anyone's just coming in, we're talking about Garby, which is a startup company that's really helping people get their groceries in a simplified way using the smart trash can. If you guys have any questions, please ask them live.
Yeah.
We're here to help. So go ahead and tell us more about Garby now. Exactly how it would work in someone's home.
Okay, so to reiterate, Garby is a smart trash can that can recognize what you throw away. It helps you sort through recycling, trash, and compost, and it curates a grocery list that can be delivered to your home by a third party, of your choosing. You can choose any service. So
that's a great thing. So you can choose the service that you like.
Yes.
And deliver through that service. Can you give some examples?
Yeah. For example,
are we allowed to say?
Yeah. We work with Instacart, Amazon Fresh. Those are our two big ones.
Yeah.
And those are the two ones that most people are familiar with.
Yes, exactly.
So you use Instacart. Or
I've used
Fresh.
Instacart in the past. I use Amazon Fresh right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and it's definitely it's your preference, So that's kind of the services that we work with. And basically Garby, our goal with Garby is to get weekly shopping done in under 5 minutes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound amazing?
To cut it down from an hour to 5 minutes, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so once we're going to do another demo for those of you that have just joined us. So basically when you throw something away, you hold it in front of the trash can and it scans it. Is that right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then from there it goes into an app? How does that work?
It goes into the app on your phone. Let's see, I'll grab my phone and
she can show us.
Yeah,
show us the little app.
app.
And it's nice because what she said is you can actually share this with your partner so everyone can see what's been scanned and what's on the list and all the funny things that your kids might end up scanning as well.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, well, doesn't want to load.
Maybe because you're not on my Wi-Fi?
Yeah, that's probably it. Okay, let's see. But I can probably show you.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, so
Brandon from Garby is here too.
Yeah.
He's in the background. Thank you, Brandon.
So this is the app. See if you can see that. Things that you scan show up in this list format. And as you can see on the back end, it gets filled out what it is. So like tissue, Alka-Seltzer, vinegar. These are items that have been scanned. The garbage can takes these images. It goes into the app. That's how your list is curated.
Okay.
And from there, you can swipe right to add things to your cart. Garby, a big question we get asked is are your items ordered automatically, instantly? And no, to be honest, nobody really wants that. You don't.
Yeah,
you
have to go through and look at it.
Yeah, exactly.
But it only takes a few minutes to do that.
Right.
So you would do that once a week. You would go through your app. You would take a look at everything that had been scanned. Literally swipe it over to order it.
You swipe right into your cart, and then even then, it's got to be confirmed. You can swipe anything into your cart. You've built your cart. Okay, these are the things I want to order. Build order, and then you choose your delivery window, and the groceries will be delivered to your door.
I really like too that you have to go into the app because that prevents your kids from ordering things that maybe shouldn't be ordered.
Exactly.
Let's be real here. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. We would be ordering all kinds of great things.
Yeah.
If they were in charge, So I like the fact that, it takes 2 seconds, but to go in and actually take a look at your list. I've heard horror stories about kids ordering all kinds of things through.
Like Amazon.
I don't want to say her name because she's here and she'll light up and get all excited, but like that happens. So it's really nice that you could go in there and check and make sure you see what's going into your cart.
Yeah.
And then add products that maybe you need this week that might be different than what was scanned.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you swipe the items that have been scanned into your cart. And like we talked about earlier, if you needed, other things that were not scanned, you just type them in manually. You can still add them to your cart and have them ordered.
Yeah. That's if you're super fabulous and are trying to make a new recipe. Okay, perfect. So you want to do another demo?
Yeah, let's do
Okay,
it.
so we're going to do another demo. And we'll show you, we're going to use our Annie's granola bars. Shout out to Annie's. They're great granola bars. Hi, we have a bunch of people that are joining. Okay, just in time for our demo.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move these chairs back.
Okay.
And then we'll go ahead and let you. So this is Garvey.
Yes. And so what you're going to do is you're going to press the button at the top, okay? And then you're going to open the lid and then set the item at the edge. Takes an image just like that, and then you can toss it.
Perfect. And then how do you know which side to toss it? Is it?
So this is like a unit that has trash and recycling.
Okay.
So right now we're just focusing on like recognition and the grocery delivery, but eventually Garvey will be able to, tell you, it'll light up different colors, like recycling would be blue, for example.
Right.
And okay, this, for example, would be recyclable.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So the
Yeah.
colors can then tell you how to do it. Let me adjust this back so you guys can see our faces. Okay, perfect. So great. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. I really appreciate it. This is really exciting. I think that grocery shopping is horrific, especially with children. It makes it really challenging. And so to have something like this that can make it so much easier, have everyone in your family on the same page, get your kids involved.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Hi, people are saying hi.
Hi.
Does anybody have any live questions before we go? We'll just take a minute to see if anyone has any questions. But I think this is really awesome. And what's really great about being here in the Bay Area is that Garvey is actually looking for parents to try out this smart trash can in their home as part of their beta testing.
Right.
We live in such an innovative place. I
Yeah.
love it. So if you were interested, we're actually going to link the link where you can sign up for that into this video post as soon as we finish. And you can take a look and see if you might fit what they're looking for to try this out in your home.
Yeah, right now, so for our beta, we're giving away free units in exchange for basically just weekly 15-minute feedback calls.
Cool. So you can just check in with them and ask them how it's working for them.
Yeah, right now, it's essentially grocery delivery. I mean, it's $5 a delivery, and it's about an hour of your time.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing it 4 times a week.
Yeah.
That's a significant amount of time. And if you think your time is worth more than $5 an hour, like you should definitely try grocery delivery.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and thank you so much again for being with us. So we'll link all that in here. Keep this conversation going, guys. Feel free to ask questions in the comments after this video is done. We will be uploading this to YouTube as well. If you have not checked out our YouTube video channel, you should.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of great videos up there on all kinds of topics. So please check that out and continue to follow us on Facebook. And thank you again for being here.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.